Hello everyone, and welcome to 3 Times a Gamer.
It has now been 6 months since the launch of Nintendo Switch. Let's have a look back over the last half a year and I'll give you my opinions and experience owning the console before looking into the next 6 months and beyond.
Here we go, off the rails. Did you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew. 20 bags or a pass, say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you.
The Nintendo Switch was formally unveiled in all its glory and uniqueness last October, revealing the launch date was to be March 3rd, 2017. Not only that, but on launch, the highly anticipated next installment of Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, was to be launched alongside the console, allowing a fully fledged new console Zelda game to be played on the go for the very first time. This concept of a highly anticipated new Zelda game for the console proved successful right off the bat, as Nintendo Switch sold out across the board, with many gamers still not being able to find one for sale. While Zelda got rave reviews, many criticised the Nintendo Switch's game lineup as being too small. This was understandable. While there was a reasonable number of games at launch, most were smaller scale indie games, many of which can be bought on other systems. Thankfully, Nintendo have heard this, and within 6 months we have had a total of 7 games that are exclusive to Nintendo systems, 5 of which are fully exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. On top of this, a regular stream of smaller or digital-only titles continue to be added to the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo seem to be doing their best to cover as many genres as they can as quickly as possible. Action-adventure? Zelda has you covered. A quick bit of fun at a party? Here's one to Switch. Co-op puzzle game? Play the excellent Snipperclips. Arcade racing? Mario Kart, which in my opinion is the best Mario Kart to date, with its vibrant visuals, large roster of characters and courses to choose from, make for a fantastic game at home or on the go. Boxing? Then ARMS offers a unique spin on the formula. Shooter? Then Splatoon may have you covered. Yes, it's not a serious shooter, but that just adds to its charm. The colourful aesthetics and simple gameplay allow for a purely fun shooter to jump in and out of. Tactical RPG? Well, this brings us bang up to date with Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a simple yet surprisingly strategic RPG that is as much fun walking around the beautiful, fun and colourful Mushroom Kingdom as it is playing the combat stages. And at 6 months, this also marks the occasion of a large developer collaborating with Nintendo to bring a third-party exclusive game to the Switch. But that only covers a few of the main releases. The list of digital-only games has been growing rapidly, from ports of existing games on numerous platforms such as Shovel Knight, to games such as Fast RMX and Thumper that have been released before on limited platforms, to new releases such as Sonic Mania and Snake Pass. There is something here that will likely appeal to most gamers. As most of these games can be purchased on other systems, it doesn't necessarily mean that Nintendo Switch is for everyone just yet, but as time goes on the lineup looks only to increase in breadth of genre. After owning the Switch since launch, I can safely say I've not regretted my purchase. In fact, I've played it much more than my Xbox, thanks largely to be able to play it on the go, while on the way to work for example. Even though the Switch can be played on the TV, I tend to find myself playing it in handheld more often. I have found that overall, the console has been working very well. While the console can feel a little warm when playing docked for some time, I have not experienced overheating issues, and when moving to handheld I find the console cools down very quickly. To be honest, I found my phone to be warmer to the touch on many occasions. The system has currently not crashed on me, something that can't be said for most other consoles I have owned. That's not to say it never will of course, but the Nintendo Switch does appear to be a very stable console. The Nintendo Switch isn't without its small issues though. As the screen isn't glass, it is prone to scratching easier. Unfortunately, I have received a few small scratches on the screen surround, most likely caused by the dock. However, these are nothing more than faint surface scratches that are only noticeable if light reflects in the right way and aren't on part of the actual screen. This is something that would appear over time on many handheld devices, and if you so wish, you do have the option of buying a screen protector. I hate scratches on products, but these don't bother me, so providing you're careful, there isn't too much to be concerned about. Wi-Fi did seem to drop out a lot, but since the updates have gone live on the Switch, the Wi-Fi seems to be much more stable now. While on the subject of internet, the Nintendo mobile app which is used for voice chat on games such as Splatoon is also available. However, in my opinion, having to use a separate app for voice chat is a cumbersome solution and one that needs to be revised. The Switch does not support Bluetooth headsets, but it does have a standard headphone jack. Hopefully the Switch will be updated to allow gaming headsets to work and use in-game voice chat directly from the game. My biggest concern when buying the Switch, besides future game lineups, was the battery life. Would it last long enough? In my experience, the battery life is good overall. I certainly haven't experienced any battery draining problems, as some out there seem to have had the misfortune of having. Lasted an average of around 2.5 hours depending on the game and brightness. It is suitable for most situations. However, it is entirely possible to charge from a portable battery pack if you require more playtime on those extra long journeys, providing you have the right equipment for the job. Due to the Switch's power demands, many cheaper battery packs won't output enough energy to charge a Nintendo Switch while playing games, but there are options out there. You can check my video on one such product in the description below if you so wish. Nintendo has already announced many new games coming before the end of the year and into the next year that are sure to get Nintendo Switch owners very excited and attract lots of new buyers as well. Just this year alone we have Pokken Tournament, Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Skyrim and Super Mario Odyssey, not to mention all the indie games being released this year. The release of Mario Odyssey this year is quite a big deal. The N64, arguably one of the best Nintendo consoles ever, featured one of, if not the best Zelda and Mario games ever made. Both of these changed the way players experience Zelda and Mario by taking both into the realms of 3D for the first time, and gave players a large open sandbox to play around in. Now on the Nintendo Switch, we find ourselves in a very similar situation. Breath of the Wild, a game that plays off the strengths of previous Zelda games, while simultaneously reinventing the franchise, and is now considered to be one of the best Zelda entries. And within the same year, we are getting a new Mario, taking what we love to the Mario 64, but putting a brand new spin on the idea. Next year we'll see the release of a new Yoshi and Kirby game, but looking further into the future, a new Metroid Prime and mainline Pokemon game have been promised. We now know that most of Nintendo's main franchises are going to be getting a new game of some sort. This means that nearly all gamers that have been a fan of Nintendo in the past will likely find at least one game that will make them happy. Nintendo is also set to release its fully fledged paid online service sometime around the end of the year. How this will perform for the price charged is yet to be seen, but hopefully Nintendo can step into the online gaming market well and not be stuck in the past. There is already a lot to love with the Nintendo Switch, and with the aforementioned releases coming later in the year, there is even more to be excited about. But there is still more I want from the Switch. Let's start with the big one, the Virtual Console. With the exception of Neo Geo games being released from the eShop, we are still awaiting word on how the Virtual Console will work on the Nintendo Switch, and when it will finally arrive. We know it is coming in some shape or form, as the online service is said to include a free NES or SNES game each month. Will it be a standard purchase, or could it be a subscription-based model, in the vein of Xbox Game Pass and Netflix? Even though I have plenty of options to keep me occupied with even more to continue my enjoyment on the Switch in the future, I am hungry to replay some of those favourite games from the past. Hopefully, they'll decide to include GameCube games alongside the NES, SNES and N64, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As previously mentioned, the voice chat is something that needs to be looked into, as the console gets more serious online games, as the current method is far from great. One other important feature that needs to be added is the ability to back up and move your save files. The last thing you want is to lose all your progress on every game because you dropped the Nintendo Switch down some stairs. I can also imagine that there are many households out there with one Nintendo Switch for everyone to play on, but once Pokemon gets released, they may want to have their own console each, which would mean wanting to take their saves too, something that currently can't happen. I do wonder if Nintendo are planning on having a cloud-based save system once the online service launches. This would explain the lack of save movement options currently available. Finally, we just want more stock of a Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch continues to be in short supply, and with every release potentially bringing a new audience, the console needs to be in stock. If adequate stock is not available at Christmas, Nintendo will be losing out big time. After almost giving up on Nintendo after getting bored of the DS and the Wii, I couldn't be happier with the current and future state of Nintendo Switch. With so many great games coming out, there will be something fresh and exciting to play for some time to come. I almost feel as if I'm reliving my childhood of gaming, with Zelda, Sonic Mania, Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, and I can't get enough of it. If you was to ask me, should I buy a Nintendo Switch? I would answer, you're asking the wrong question. You should be asking yourself, when should I buy a Nintendo Switch? For you see, the purchase of a Nintendo Switch for everyone who has ever liked a Nintendo in the past is a no-brainer, and the answer to that question is simple. As soon as there are games that make you excited, then make that purchase. £280 just for Zelda is steep, but £280 to give you access to Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, Metroid, Yoshi, you see where I'm going with this. Buy the system for the games you like. And with that, I look forward to the next 6 months with Nintendo Switch, and I hope you do too. I hope to continue my little channel, bringing you as many game videos as I can over that time. So thank you for watching everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, see you later.